Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next session of From Nothing, Lorna's story. We are picking up at at the end of your time skip. We are resuming, the time slows right back down. You awaken in your room at the Merigard Academy to a knocking at your window.
Okay. I would wake up startled because that's not the direction knocking should come from. And look, do I see anything?
Outside of your window, there is a large bird. You see that the bird has in its clutches a small parcel.
What kind of bird is it?
It looks like a raven.
Okay, I would go to the window, would open it slowly.
Okay. The raven looks at you, and then it plops this parcel down on the windowsill.
She would take it.
It has a
Does
tiny little scroll of parchment wrapped around it.
does the bird just watch me?
Yes.
Okay, so she would so it's a parcel with a scroll wrapped around it?
Yes.
She would go for the scroll first.
Okay. As you do, it's a little slip of paper. And when you pull it off of the parcel and look at it, it says, "You know what to do."
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Recalling back, the master said, "You'll get this thing. I want you to discreetly leave it in this guy's office." Did
Yes.
she imply that I needed to unwrap it, or can Lorna parse out that just as is, put it in the office?
The parcel looks pretty weather worn. You imagine whatever is in there. This parcel doesn't look like it's going to hold on for much longer. So,
So I can unwrap it. That's
probably.
not a dumb conclusion to make. All right, so she would do so.
Okay. As you do, the parcel looks like it contains, amidst some stuffing, a single. Maybe it's about the size of a quarter. It's a kind of charcoal gray crystal.
Uh-huh. And it just looks like a stone.
Yeah.
And I know from what the master told me that upon graduation, I will be welcomed into this location in which I drop the thing.
Yes.
That makes sense. Okay. And what day is it as far as graduation goes?
It's today.
Oh shit. Ah, fuck. She would put it in her pocket, I guess.
Well, it is today so long as you successfully cast your spell.
Yes.
Which brings me to the next stage of this session. You are now level 5.
Oh shit. Okay.
So, this first little step of this session is going to be your level up.
Woo.
So, go ahead and apply that to your character.
Level 5. I can attack twice, right?
As a wizard, I'm afraid not. Not really.
Oh, I don't get anything but new spells.
Dang it.
Boo. Okay, add spells. What's 2 good spells to learn? 3rd level spells, man. That's pretty cool. Oh no, there's so many good ones.
There are a lot.
Slow is a good spell.
Slow
Haste
is
is
a
a
great
good
spell.
spell.
Haste is a great spell.
Sending is a great spell. Okay,
Sending is fantastic.
I'm for sure taking sending.
Okay.
The utility is just amazing. Lorna's Guide to the Golem is there, but I can't add it yet, can I?
That's an additional spell that you get because you've made it. So you don't take that on your level up.
Right. But do I know it? Like, have I managed to transcribe it yet into my journal?
Yeah, you're proving it today. So
Gotcha. I've added it. Hmm. It's just such a good spell. Fly is a good spell. There's a lot of really good third level spells.
there are.
Counter spell? God damn it.
Yep, there's lots of good ones.
Tiny hut. It's kind of a toss-up between haste and fly, but I think I'm gonna go with haste.
Okay.
Those are my two spells.
Haste and sending.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I think that concludes. Oh, I need to change my dexterity to a 12 now because I've been working so diligently.
Yes.
Woo! Okay. I'm complete.
Okay. I am re-importing Lorna. Let's go ahead and hit the long rest. Okay. So, you awaken today feeling like any other day except for this weight on your shoulders and in your hand as the perhaps nefarious task assigned to you by the master rests in your palm, cool and collected. You look down at it, and behind, like below your hand, looking up at you, Requiem says, "What is the matter?"
I guess I'm feeling a little nervous.
You should not be.
You don't think so?
You have worked hard for this.
You're not wrong, but you can work hard at something and still fail.
This is true, but you should also carry the confidence that your work has earned you.
You're a very smart dog, Requiem.
I've been spending a lot of time in that classroom full of books. I cannot open them nor read them, but I can hear the conversations.
That's true. Can you read? Have we...
Yes.
Have you ever... Okay, yeah, sure. All right. Very smart dog.
I cannot turn the pages easily.
That's... Yes. If I want to read a book, let me know. You can read over my shoulder.
I will do so.
Fuck. Okay. I gotta go take a test, I guess.
Don't forget to eat.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Breakfast.
For everyone else at the Maryguard Academy, today is a day like any other day. You pass through the halls, but as you are approaching the mess hall, one moment here. As you approach the mess hall, Persh raises a hand just to stop you.
He stops.
Morning, Lorna.
Hirsch?
It's been about a year since you were last here in front of me, for the first time. Are you ready?
Oh, yes.
You know that if you fail your graduation test, you are always allowed to take another year of training.
I do know that. I don't think I'll need it, but I know it.
I suspect you won't need it either, as you are one of the few students that's managed to win the Fall Festival, and you've proven yourself reliable.
Lorna's privately thinking that's such high praise from Persh.
It is. He kind of gives you one last look and he says, after your discussions with Tabernac, and whether or not he approves, you'll be coming to see me again, pass or fail. So, I'll see you in a few hours.
All right.
And he just turns back to the work on his desk.
Laura was like, "Oh yes, I'm ready. Of course, I won't need another try." But privately, she's like, "Ah!" ah." Just internal screaming.
Right.
It's bravado.
So it is. For breakfast, let me roll. On a typical day, it looks like the golems do a serviceable job, and you, should you eat, gain 5 temporary hit points.
Great. I hope I don't need those for the test.
It's possible.
I guess I don't know what. Yeah, okay. He did say, "I'll see you in a few hours," and Lorna was about to ask, like, a few hours? Is it going to take that long?
So, we will find out.
Yeah, I guess we will.
You head on up to class. Or do you look for anyone before doing so?
If she's eating breakfast, she'd hope to see her friends.
Yeah, you'd run into them.
Does she know that they're having their graduation exam as well today?
So, Anscombe already had his a week ago.
Oh, shit.
So, Anscombe sits at the table with the rest of your friends. You notice that he is... Well, immediately afterwards, you noticed he had a new little pin on his armor, shaped in the Merigard's crest. But he has been frustratingly reluctant to answer any of your questions.
And she's drilled him.
I'm sure. So basically, he's been sworn to secrecy, and he'll talk to you about anything else.
Mm-hmm. She does taunt him a bit about being the only official contractor still hanging out with students, and how weird that is. Much to his chagrin, I'm sure.
He would... The first time that she made that joke, he'd say, "Look at Sagona."
Oh, did she graduate too?
Yes.
Oh my god, it's just me!
There are a few other students that haven't yet, but that's when they had their tests, so...
She just pouts that whole week leading up to it, like, why hasn't it been my turn yet?
He pokes you in the nose.
Eh.
He'll be like, "It'll happen soon enough. Don't you worry."
It's happening today.
Well, today, he's like... he's not saying that today. He's like, "Are you ready?
Yeah.
I know yours is all about that big spell you worked on.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel about it?"
I think if it works, it's gonna be spectacular.
"I know for a fact it's going to work.
It's nice to have that confidence.
I stopped by the Griffin's Bag yesterday. Let's say I sweet-talked, and by that I mean I really kind of pleaded with... Okay. And he just reaches into his bag and he sets a small, still sweet-smelling rice cake.
Lorna looks very deeply touched as she takes it. You got this for me?
Yeah, it might help. If not, you know, they taste good. I wanted you to have the best chance you could have, you know. And I can't be there to help you, but, you know, Glass was nice about it. He kind of trails off as he looks down at it. You're welcome.
She'll just... If he's sitting next to her, she'll just reach under the table and squeeze his hand.
He squeezes yours back and smiles.
She'll eat it.
You feel invigorated. That outside of the fall festival, it doesn't really give you any huge benefits, but it does give you a luck point.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just one. You likely it
I
will
hope.
just be for the day.
Mm-hmm. It might change everything. Quick
Well,
question before we move on. Did Tia ever get his companion?
yeah.
So it's
Yes,
just
he
been
did.
hanging out?
So it's a little big.
It
It is
is.
not in the mess hall of the Marigard.
Mm-hmm.
I will say you've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
You remember what it was?
Song Kepi.
Okay. So do you remember what it actually? It's like a four-winged raptor-like bird.
Yeah, it's as big as like a person.
Yeah.
It's a big ass bird.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You would have seen it.
Uh-huh.
It generally explores the Rangers classroom.
Is it male? Is it female? Does it have a name?
He named her
Uh-huh.
Lisa.
That's cute. I love it. Yay, it worked.
Yes. You directly influenced Tier's selection of animal
Yay.
companion.
If she when he told her um his companion's name, she would have asked, is that name significant to you?
He would have answered, "Oh, that was the name of the dwarven lady that helped raise me."
It's a great name.
Nice.
And he hasn't had his exam yet.
No, Tier is not.
Aha. Is it today?
No, it's not for a few days.
Haha, I'm gonna be a contractor before you.
At the table, he just does the middle finger on the cheek thing.
Yeah. Weep. Okay. Wish me luck.
All of your friends wish you luck.
It goes.
As you climb the tower up to Tabernac's classroom. Oh boy, Callie's still injured. There we go.
Callie!
As you enter Tabernac's classroom, you find him by the bookshelves. You find the other students, Hal and Callie, over by the tables, their books having just been opened. This is the same sight you've seen every day that you've come in here over the last year. Callie and Hallowell on the same schedule as you, whenever they were doing their own menial mercenary tasks, or they were here to study underneath Tabernac. And as you enter, Tabernac looks at you and he says, "Well, Lorna, today is the day.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had plenty of rest?"
Yes.
"Excellent. You will be following me. Come along." And in human form,
all right.
he begins to lead the way down the stairs. And as you're walking by, Callie reaches up and squeezes you on the arm and she says, "Good luck."
Thanks. Have you gone yet?
"No.
After?
Hal has."
Oh. She'll look at Hal and be like, yes, no.
He looks at you. "Everyone's is different, so good luck."
Oh. Okay. She'll keep going. Everyone's is different?
"It's based on the spell you made."
I guess. But did you pass?
He tilts his own lapel and you see the pin.
She gives him
same
2
one.
thumbs up.
He
Oh, I'm so
smiles as you make your way down the stairs.
Oh, I'm so nervous in real life too.
Tabernac leads you down into the main lair, the conversation area. This is where you've seen Tabernac speak with clients and guests in this little region in front of a stage, where it's a number of overstuffed recliners and couches around a beautiful coffee table that's made entirely of obsidian, but it's translucent obsidian. It allows you to see through it except within it you can almost see what look like speckles of swirling stars and nebulae. It's a beautiful table. Except now Tabernac sits and he sets his hands on it. And it looks as though the table swirls beneath his hands. And he gestures for you to sit next to him.
He would.
As he is focusing on the table, he says, "This is going to be unique. It's unique for everyone. Everyone handles it a little differently, and I'm going to warn you, as a wizarding student, I'm not sure you will ever experience anything of its like again. Unless you get trapped in a demi-plane or in a world of mirrors, it's going to be odd. But that's not important. What does matter is that I have your consent to proceed."
Well, I think the entire time he was speaking, she was gradually more and more like, what the fuck is happening? But when he finally asks her, she says, yes, of course.
Great. Fantastic. Right. Let me explain what is going to happen. You and I are going to both project into a demi-plane, where you are going to cast the spell that you've been working on, and then I am going to test it.
Okay.
I don't want you to be afraid.
Of course not, no. We test the spell. Sounds reasonable.
He smiles and nods at you. One moment, please. My scene has fallen out of my foundry with the update. One moment.
No.
It'll just take a second. It's not long. It should just be saved right here. I just have to reopen it. Or it might be more annoying than that. Hold on. One moment. Here it is. Thank you. Okay. Goodness gracious. Like this, it's literally a scene you've been in before, so the fact that it fell out is like... Okay. Just another quick moment. I appreciate your patience.
I'm so patient.
You're doing great. Alright. We're good. Okay. Tabernac reaches down, one hand still on the coffee table, and the other he holds out to you to place your hand in.
You would take his hand.
As you do, his hand feels warm and comforting, and he looks at you and he says, "You are going to feel my will press upon yours, and bid it along. As I asked for consent, please allow it to lead you."
He nods.
He is asking you to forfeit a wisdom save.
She will do so.
Okay.
And then I find out the long game, Tabernac was trying to kill me all along.
Oh, yes.
I'm on to you.
How did you know? Wouldn't that be something?
I solved your elaborate Marigard Academy puzzle.
It was all just an elaborate scheme to assassinate you after an entire year of teaching you how to defend yourself.
Yeah, could have been much more easier. He's also a dragon.
What happens next is it is akin to falling asleep. Hold on. You open your eyes to realize you are in a place you've already been. It's the Shadowfell.
Right.
Specifically, it's the same region with the broken campsites and the ruins in the distance where you took your first task with Sagona and Skoma. You remember fighting Boneless near the shipwreck out here on these broken shores, and as you're looking around, you see Tabernac in his brass dragon form up atop the broken cliffs, and he says,
Did this place mean something to you?
I mean, it's kind of where everything began.
Well, we are in your mind, not mine, Lorna, so let us see how this spell of yours works. I'm not going to hold back.
Oh, oh shit. Okay. Now all the pieces click into place. She's like, oh, this is why he was warning me. She'll cast her spell.
Okay. I need you to roll initiative.
Oh, I need to. Yeah, hold on. I didn't actually add it to my prepared spells. That would be so stupid.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yes, okay. Initiative. First and foremost, I have a +1 to my initiative now. Are you proud of me?
Oh, yes.
I rolled a fucking 4. So
Okay.
a 5 total.
All
Can
right.
I cast the spell first, or am I waiting for my turn in the initiative?
He has asked you to cast your spell, so
Okay. I would cast my spell and transform into Porcelorna.
please describe what the spell does exactly.
Her component in casting this is her hand. In any other case, it would just be a piece of whatever material that this spellcaster needs to transform. And I suppose it would kind of. There is intricate blue markings on the porcelain face of her hand, and those would extend further down her arm, all over the rest of her body, and they would glow. And then she would shift, like panels growing from her arm, into those ceramic pieces, like a doll or a statue.
Okay.
And it shifts into her porcelain golem form.
Okay, that's the wrong music. Uh, by all accounts, it is not an unimpressive appearance. You look fascinating. And Tabernac is paused for a moment as he regards you in your guise of the golem. And he says,
Fascinating. I do hope you are less delicate than the porcelain might suggest.
It's just flavor.
Of course.
and Tabernac drops down in front of you, maybe 20 feet away, and he casts the first spell. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Shit. Okay, 16. I'm sure that doesn't save against a dragon, but
Uh,
not bad for me.
So a 16 is pretty good. It does not succeed, however.
Yeah, okay.
What happens is, as Tabernacle lands, he does a strange somatic. You've never seen a dragon perform a somatic component before. He raises his claws, and as he clenches them together, he suddenly pulls them apart, and a huge stone from underneath him hurls towards you. Catching you by surprise from the strange somatic, this stone it's flying at you before you're ready for it. You try to duck underneath it, but before you manage to, you take 22 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
You are hit by a catapult.
Yeah, at least I had 15 temp from the guise of the golem.
I do need you to make a concentration check to maintain the guise. DC
Yes.
is 11.
Con save. 17. That would be very depressing if I'd lost it when I got hit with a rock.
That would have been funny. As Tabernac, he rears up so that his wings are like outstretched, and you now grasp just how enormous Tabernac is.
Oh boy. Yeah, we've never been on opposite sides before.
And as his wings outstretch, he like lifts himself up. You see he's got. It's not in his hand. A wand is floating in front of his right talons as he controls it telekinetically. And he looks down at you and he says,
A good start.
"It's your turn."
So I just want to add that when the rock impacts her, there is like the face of the porcelain like on her like upper shoulder and neck area where it strikes her cracks, but that those cracks immediately fill in with like that fine gold kind of molten look that repaired pottery can have.
Very cool.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, oh, I guess I'm attacking Tabernac. Holy
You
shit,
are.
I didn't prepare for that. Um,
He's 20 feet away from you.
yes, he is. God, Eve shush. I should have assumed that I was going to be fighting Tabernac. I'm going to throw an ice knife at him.
Okay.
Since he's 20 feet away from me, it's a 60-foot range. So I'm going to cast it at second level. And that's a 10 to hit. 21.
Yeah, 21 hits.
So on a hit, they take 1d10 piercing damage.
You must make a dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
He has a +5, but I rolled a natural 5 for a total of 10. So he takes full
Yay.
damage from your ice knife.
So I rolled a max for the piercing damage, which was 10, and then the cold damage is a 5. So
So he
15
takes
total.
15 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
As the ice knife, you watch as it punches through a bit of the wing leather and then explodes right behind him, and the ice just all up his back. He
Well struck.
and he will lurch forward towards you. Is there anything else on your turn?
That's it. I don't think moving is going to benefit me much. It's just me and him.
He's going to lash out with his claws.
Uh-huh.
That's a 15 to hit.
It doesn't hit with my increased armor from Guys of the Golem.
What does that look like when you block a blow? Is it just clumsy, or is there something to it?
The whole point of turning into a golem, transmuting myself into a golem form, is that I'm sturdier. So, like, I would lift my arms up in like a natural human reflex to protect, and like the claws just glance off of the surface, whereas if it was skin, it would just rip right through them.
Sure. Instead of a bite, he will make another claw attack. As the claw slashes and it glances off of the porcelain, he says,
Curious. Effective in curious.
and then he will swing again. Okay. Okay, that's a 25 to hit. So,
Okay, hold on. Silvery barbs.
okay, I'll roll again.
Advantage to me.
That gave me a natural 1.
Woo!
Okay, so as you manage to distract him with the flit of sparks across his eyes right as he slashes again, he says,
Using your other magic in conjunction with the guys is the right move.
as the claws like crash into the stone around you. That's his turn.
Okay, great. Man, I don't have a lot of offensive magic. I am going to, you know what?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
What's that?
No, go ahead. I missed my note. Go ahead.
Is he in range? Is he like
He's in melee with you now.
up on my shit? Brass dragons, what is their element?
Fire.
Oh, great. Okay, so I'm gonna try shocking grasp.
Okay.
And is silvery barbs just saving throws? No, it's an attack roll. Great. So I'm gonna attack with advantage with shocking grasp since he's right up in my face.
Okay.
I guess I could punch him. Now I'm gonna shock him first.
Okay.
29 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Can I use the luck I got from Anscombe's tasty treat to make this a crit?
Now, typically, I reserve that for inspiration. Roll me a
You can
persuasion
say
check.
no. Okay. From Lorna? 12.
Nope, it is a luck point. You can
That's
use
fine.
it to make a reroll or reroll yourself.
Okay, that's fine.
Uh,
So
go
I'll
ahead and
take
roll
that
damage.
29. Roll damage. Oh, great. 14.
Okay. That's a good
And-
lightning hit.
And since it succeeded, he can't take a reaction, so she's going to dart back 30 feet.
Okay. Now, because you made a melee spell attack, you could use your bonus 2-weapon fighting to hit him.
Can I? Oh, I thought I had to hit him.
You did hit him with a melee spell
Yes,
attack.
Okay, sure, I'll punch him in the face. It's a spell attack. 21 to
Basically.
hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Great. And
So a
what is-
D4 plus intelligence for damage.
I love that. And ooh, yes. Okay, D4 plus 5. Oh, 1. 6 points. I just clock him in the jaw,
Okay.
and then I dart back.
What does it look like when Porsa Lorna hits something?
I think with whichever hand she's or limb she's using to strike out, the blue of the lines lacing up the porcelain panels goes just a little bit brighter as it impacts. There's like a flash.
Sure. Okay. So Lorna's probably not the most proficient fighter. So I would say
She
that
doesn't have a stance.
the punch likely looks pretty sloppy. So when it suddenly strikes and there's a flash of energy from the golem's guys, I think Tarbonac would impressive as you
He's
are
just thinking-
running away.
Oh my god! I just punched Tabernacle in the face.
I mean, it was a good hit. So, Tabernac will then take his turn.
Yikes!
You have moved away 30 feet?
Mhm.
Okay. Hold on. Let me look at his spells. What he's going to do. He could chase you, or he could try something else. Ah. Tabernac is going to force you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
So as he raises his claws, and you suddenly feel a weightless energy lift up about your feet. Make a con
Oh
save.
god. Okay. 16. It's a dragon.
That is a failure.
Yeah.
You are levitated.
Oh shit.
You lift 10 feet up off the ground, and as you do, Tabernac says, "Stay still while I concentrate." You basically are stuck. You can still take your actions, but you can't move without maybe fly or forcing yourself to move somehow.
I didn't take fly.
I know. He doesn't know that, but he knows that he wants you to stay right there while he plans something.
Great.
That's his turn.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm gonna try. You know what? I never used this frostbite.
Frostbite. Okay.
It's a con save 17 cantrip.
Okay. He must
I
make.
said I'm gonna try.
What's his save?
Con 17.
Okay. He has a hell of a con save.
Yeah. Well, we make attempts.
That's a 21.
Can I make a reroll with my luck?
Do you want to?
Well, now I'm second guessing
He has a
myself.
plus
the way
10
You said that. Okay,
his
no
con
then.
save. Okay. You would know that he has a big con save as a dragon.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. You attempt a minor spell in
Yeah.
response to his levitate, and he just.
You'll have to think bigger, Lorna.
Okay.
And as you are floating there,
She's like doggy paddling.
yeah, it's not getting you anywhere, unfortunately. What is he going to do?
Fucking destroy me is what I'm gonna do.
You are unable to move. Hold on a minute. I need you to make me.
Man, this guy like saves.
Well, he's a wizard. What do you want to just wail on you? He could do that if you'd rather.
Yeah, it's a lot easier for me to defend against that than it is saves.
Well, I mean,
I actually have an AC now.
that's true. No, he's going to make you make a save. So,
Okay.
I know. Oh, I need an intelligence save.
Okay.
You suddenly feel a
19.
spike of energy. You succeed. You suddenly feel a spike of energy press into your mind, and you just will it away.
That's my best save, thank God for that.
It's a good thing you succeeded on that one.
Oh boy.
It's your turn.
Get out of my head. Okay, she is going to... I mean, you know what? Tried and true. Chill touch. Chill touch. Which
Okay.
is... rolled a hit. Oh, that's not gonna work. I rolled a 12.
No, that ain't gonna hit anything.
Evie, shoosh.
Uh,
Yeah, so it's just whiff. She's
as-
still kind of like... She's turning in place, like
Yeah.
as she's kind of spun herself, but she's not actually moving anywhere, and she just completely whiffs that spell.
As that fails,
Fuck!
Tabernac just
You should stick with what works, Lorna.
I'm upside down!
So get yourself out of it.
and he will surge forward and he's going to claw attack you.
Yeah, see, I like that.
Okay.
As he murders me.
That is a 28 to hit.
Silvery barbs.
Okay. I'll roll again. Take the lower.
Give myself
that
advantage.
becomes a 13 to hit.
Misses. Yes!
He will claw again. 27 to hit. I'm afraid you're out of reactions.
Yep.
Okay. This claw bites. Oh, I rolled so bad on damage. You take
Yep.
9 points of slashing damage.
Still ouch.
I almost rolled
I'm a
minimum.
wizard, I don't have a lot of hit points.
It's true. You need to make a con save. Concentration
Yep.
check. DC 10.
10. 21.
The guy stays up.
There's a cool like slash and it fills in immediately with the molten gold.
Tabernac leans back as he sees this protective form keeping you safe. You see he kind of scratches at his chin.
Very good.
I punch him.
Okay.
I have advantage because I use silvery barbs.
It's true. Go ahead and make your attacks.
28 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
It's a d4 plus 5.
7
7
points of
points.
damage.
I punch him again.
Okay.
A 19. I'm rolling really well on my fisticuffs.
His AC is 18. You hit.
Well, yeah, I mean I rolled a 29 to hit.
Oh, I thought you meant you rolled a 19. to hit.
I did roll 19 to hit.
I meant total.
Yes.
Yes, you hit. Go ahead.
I'm rolling really well, and 8 points. Just. Does he have to make concentration checks for my levitate?
He does. DC. He has to roll.
I mean, you
an
said he
extra
has. Yeah. But it's possible.
one. It is possible. He rolled a natural 3, which is successful. And then a 15. So he remains concentrating on your levitate. Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes, it is.
All right. Tabernacle is going to...
Today I punched a dragon.
You did. Well done. Here's what he does. He raises you up.
Ah! Fuck!
You raise
Put me
up.
down!
You raise up to maybe 25 feet off the ground, and then he casts another concentration spell, which means you suddenly plummet.
Oh, douche.
As he's looking down at you, you see these tiny motes of starlight appear and begin to rotate around him as you plummet to the ground. I need you to make an acrobatics check.
Whee! Oh boy. Okay, I have a +1, thanks, Nore. 11.
Okay, you take some falling damage.
Just hit the ground.
You take 2 points of falling damage.
Yes!
I rolled really bad.
Ow.
As you hit the ground a little clumsily, you watch as one of these motes of starlight, suddenly one of them begins flying down towards you. And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Boy. Save, save, save. That is a 7. I think I might use my luck here, finally.
Okay. You can.
I
If you'd like to, you can roll an Arcana check to see if you know what the spell does.
would like to.
Roll Arcana.
Oh, terrible. 12.
You've never seen this spell before. You don't know what it is.
Teetered off a good roll. Okay, well, I'm going to do it again, because fuck me.
Okay.
Well,
roll-
actually, his saves are really good. Never mind. Be a waste
Okay.
of time.
You'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. As you hit the ground, your ankles hit really hard. It hurts. You stumble down onto one knee, and as you do, you look up and see this mote of starlight flying towards you, and it looks like a tiny, teeny little fireball that's flying towards you.
Oh.
And as it slams into the ground in front of you, it blows up in an explosion. You take 3 points of fire damage.
Wow, that would have been
rolled-
a huge waste
Yes.
of my luck.
I rolled real bad on damage. But you just feel fire wash up over you. You see he has several more motes of those starlight floating around him.
Gotcha.
That's his turn.
Ice died.
Okay.
Second level.
Go ahead and roll your spell attack.
28 to hit.
Yeah, Jesus, you're rolling super well.
Yeah. The D10 is... Well, the D10 is a 4, and he has to make a... He has to make something save.
A dexterity save.
Yes, a dex 17.
His dex save is a 12.
Wow, he's bad.
His dex save is his worst save.
Yay!
Um,
Okay, so he takes 13 points total.
okay.
Chipping away at him. He is a dragon, though. I don't think I'm gonna win this fight.
You get the impression, distinctly, your goal is not to win the fight.
It's to hold out.
It's to prove the spell useful.
So far, so good.
Yeah. As the ice knife slams past him and explodes, Tavernac says,
You know those really hurt.
I actually almost killed my friend with it once.
I see.
he must make a concentration check on Melf's minute meteors, which he succeeds. Okay. Anything else on your turn? Any movement? Are you gonna try and make distance? You're standing your ground.
I mean, he's flying, right?
No, he's standing.
Oh, no,
He's
well,
on
then...
the ground with you.
Gosh, I should have just punched him. No, I'm not gonna make any more distance.
Okay. He's going to make an attack with a claw and send another meteor towards you.
Okay.
Which is really the strength of this spell, is that he can do other stuff and also hit you with it. So, the claw attack.
Mhm.
He rolled a Natural 2. It's
Yes!
not going to hit you. Okay.
My armor looks really impressive.
It's still a 13 to hit, so it would hit you if you didn't have
It
the
would
guys up,
if I didn't have this
which is
swank-ass
very
armor.
funny. Please roll me a dexterity save as another meteor blows up right next to you.
Terrible. 7.
Okay, you take 2d6 points of fire damage. Let's see.
Roll bad.
No. It's 10 points of fire damage.
Ouch! I
That
have
one
6
was a
hit
decent
points.
one. Okay. Roll me a concentration save.
Shit. Oh, I haven't used it yet. I rolled an 8. I'm gonna use my luck to re-roll this to
Okay.
maintain my form. I want to wear it until the end. I rolled a natural 1. It's gone.
Okay.
God fucking damn it.
As the
Sorry,
guys falls away,
Fuck.
and you stand with 6 hit points, Tabernac leans back, looking down at you, and he says,
I think that is enough.
Puts her hands on her knees, panting, bloody, looks up at him and says, you know, you'd look really cool as like a golem dragon. Want my spell?
He looks amused. You notice he's dripping blood. You've done some good damage to him.
Yes.
He says,
That spell provided you with a fortification for your weaknesses. It gave you more options in combat than you would have normally had, and I know because I watched you fight in the Fall Festival. This is satisfactory. You pass.
and he looks around and he says, "Let us leave this dismal place."
This is my mind. You said so.
Am I wrong?
Okay. Let's get out of here.
It is cold and unwelcoming.
You don't have to... Let's just go.
He smirks a little, and he closes his eyes. And you are back, and you are still at full health,
Oh.
and you have not expended any spell slots because that was not real. This is a peculiar blending of music. Okay. You awaken. You're looking at the swirling marble table. It is a slightly different color. It is now a pale blue, as if to reflect where you just were. And Tabernac is stretching his shoulders, back in human form.
Interesting. I think I will borrow that particular spell.
I'll put her hand out and say, 10 gold.
Very well. A fair deal.
And he sets 10 gold coins in your hand.
She's got such a shit-eating habit. She takes them. A deal's a deal.
I expect a scroll after not too long.
Of course. She probably has a backup scroll. Like, I'm sure she's just in the same way that she was inscribing her own spells to, like, disseminate into the market.
Yeah.
Like, she has them on hand for advertising purposes.
So does she
would
have
hand
one?
Yes, she would hand one over.
He looks down at it and he says,
You had every confidence that I would approve of this spell, didn't you?
Confidence is half the battle, in my personal experience.
Well, be that as it may.
and he puts the scroll, like it vanishes on his person somewhere. He says,
A little humility will go a long way to impress the right individual. Speaking of, you have my approval, Lorna Holloweth. As your instructor of the wizarding classes here at the Merigard Academy, you can officially become a Merigard mercenary. Should you choose, you can proceed to become sworn in. Are you ready for that?
Yes, I do.
Then it is your duty now to report to Persh at the front desk. I will no longer be your teacher, but I'm always happy to be your instructor.
She'll hold out a hand for him to shake.
He shakes it.
She would hug him.
Okay. As he goes to shake it, and you suddenly, like, leap into a hug.
Wow.
He doesn't really hesitate. He would put his hands around you and hug you back.
Oh, this is my dragon dad.
Does Lorna think that?
Wisdom save 15.
Okay.
No, she doesn't. I
Okay.
rolled a 20.
What does she think?
I just think it's just like, it's not words formed, it's just a general vibration of pride.
Okay. After the hug, Tabernacle would simply release her and say, "You've done well. No matter what happens, no matter who says what, never forget that that is the truth. You've done well, and you should be proud of yourself."
Thank you, Tabernacle.
I know I am. Off you go.
She's gonna skip.
Okay. You get to the top of the stairs. You see Hallowell is looking at you, a look of a smirk on his face. But Callie says, "Well, how'd it go?"
I did it!
Yeah! And she leaps up out of the chair and she,
Oh, shit.
like, jumps to hug you. And she says, "I knew you'd do it. It's just the best of all of us. Well done."
I punched Tabernacle in the face like 3 times.
What? And
Oh,
to
wait,
this,
I don't...
you see
Ooh.
Hallowell, like, that's, what sort of test? Okay.
I had to demonstrate my spell. I won't divulge anymore now that I think about it. Maybe I should just let you experience this.
You see Callie looks a little awestruck, and then she's like, "Well, that's hardly fair."
Well, let me guess. You made a spell and it's going to explode?
No.
Inside
Yes.
check. You have to. Well, I guess I can't wait to see it in action.
It's all... It's a quickly set trap spell.
Why do you sound so self-conscious? That sounds amazing.
Because now I realize I'm going to have to try and use it on Tabernacle, and he's going to see it right away. And
Hey,
it's not-
well, I didn't say anything to give this thing away.
Hallowell he perks up and he says, "Perhaps you have an appointment to get to, just before you let anything else slip."
Good luck. She'll shake Kelly's hand. I'm sure you'll do great. And she's gonna turn around on her heel and just go.
Okay. Callie, you hear her, like, quietly say something, and Hal will say, No bother, you'll be fine. And as you leave. Okay, you have left the Wizarding classroom, making your way back down. The halls are remarkably empty now, as everyone is in their own courses. You find Persh behind the front desk.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks up at you, and he says, "I've just received word from Tabernacle."
Wow, word travels fast when you're a dragon wizard. Yes,
You can't. His voice just pops up in my head whenever he wants. So
Oh,
there's not much I
Okay.
can do about it.
she just gives him kind of like an understanding look. I was told I should come to you if I want to be sworn in.
So there is a little bit of a question first. I recall you happened to have a third party that was interested in your behaviors,
Yes.
and you told me that you had every intention of continuing with the Merigard Academy. After graduation, you wanted to work with us as a mercenary and tell the third party to fuck off.
I do believe I used those words, yes.
Yeah, you did. There is a slight liability to that, but it's not as if we're opposed to it. Right. I need to know, now that it's come to it.
He pulls out a fresh sheet of parchment. He sets it flat on the desk, and he says,
I need to know everything that you know about your third party.
Okay. Sure. Is this like they're in like the main foyer where his desk generally is, right?
Mm-hmm.
She would kind of look at him and say, "Is this the safest place to talk?"
This is the most secure room in the building.
Fascinating. Of course. Okay. And she'll tell him everything she knows
You don't hold
about.
anything back?
I cannot see the benefit in holding back.
I just need to make sure you are
Yes.
everything you know. About.
Everything about the master that she does know.
Okay.
I mean, Lorna doesn't even know the name of the master's organization, if it even has one. So it's not like she knows a shitload, but
Sure.
she would divulge that she thinks the master is a genie warlock, though, which she discussed with Elise
Okay.
months ago.
As you are talking, he's making notes. He doesn't interrupt you. At the end of it, he has this parchment lined with notes, and he says, I've heard from Maxwell there might be some concerns, and you have one final task to perform for her.
He nods.
As he said to do, go ahead and finish that task so we can see the security risk that is going to happen from whatever it is that she wants you to do. I remind you, while we've had this conversation, do try and avoid letting her know that we've had this conversation.
That's utmost priority for me.
As a contractor, we will do our best to protect you. I warn you, with many criminal types, and we've had this happen before, where the amnesty clause technically cleanses the record, that doesn't necessarily mean everyone abides by that.
Right, that feels like it only really matters in legal channels.
Right. And criminal organizations don't typically care about the legal channels. So, perhaps, especially on your first missions and such, have a swivel on your head.
Of course, I figured that was the way I had to live my life until she died.
Right. So,
Quick
next
question.
step. Yes. What is it?
The next step.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Zane. I don't know what his last name is.
Torno.
Is he Torno? Is he aware that I'm going to be doing this?
Yes.
I just was hopeful because Maxwell implied that if I, hadn't come to you guys and I tried to do the thing and he caught me, I would not come out intact.
You would be executed.
Yes, so I'm glad that he's privy to this, so he knows that we're good.
Yeah, he's aware.
Fantastic.
Don't be obvious about it. Still try and stick
Of course,
to what
no.
they told you, but
My assumption is that she can see through this goddamn thing and she's gonna pat her pocket. So that's why I wanted to make sure that we were in a safe place before we talked about this.
probably. And that's why we handle all our clients right here at my desk.
That makes perfect sense. I will do my best to act as though no one but me knows this.
Good. Now, you'll notice a new door is available to you that you've never seen before. And he points, and you see, like, inside the foyer, on the left-hand side, from looking from Persh's desk, on the left, you see the door to selections. On the right, on the other side of the foyer, is a new door that was not there before. It is simple looking. You see it has a single glass pane that's frosted over. It looks very unassuming. And Persh says, you're going to head in there and swear in with Zane.
All right. Just him and I?
He nods.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Persh.
You're welcome.
She will head to the door.
Okay. Do you knock or you just go in?
Politeness. She would knock.
Okay. It's a bit of a pause, and then you hear, come in.
She would do so.
As you enter, this is what you see. One moment.
Handsome.
I've lost your token. There it is. As you enter Zane's office, looks more like a library. And also, it looks like the room, you immediately get a sense with your Arcana proficiency. There's a lot of magic in here. The room likely changes at will with a spell. You don't know. But there's more to this room than meets the eye. And Zane is seated behind the desk, and he looks at you, and he says, Lorna Halloweth.
Mr. Torno?
Your name's come across my desk a few times lately, at least over the last year.
All good things, I'm sure.
Winner of the Fall Festival is always a key one. A few little bit of sticky situations, it looks like, but nothing we can't handle, I imagine. Right. And he gestures to a seat across from him on the other side of the desk that you swear was not there before.
I think Lorna's idly thinking, I want a room just like this someday, as she sits down.
As this tiefling looks at you, he doesn't look like an official. He's wearing like a leather coat that's lined with fur. You don't see any armor on him. His hair looks remarkably simply drawn back. He looks like any other adventurer. You judge by a tiefling, he's maybe later in his years, maybe around 45 or 50. The signs of age are showing on his face, but his eyes are clear. And as he looks at you, he says, I do have a few questions for you now that we are here at the stage.
Of course.
Over your last year at the Merigard Academy, what did you think of it?
The best experience I've ever had.
You don't have to butter me up.
I'm not. I feel very protective of the place that I managed to carve out here, and the people I met, and the people who trained me. I've been trained to talk, but I'm being sincere.
Do you feel accomplished? Do you feel as though you've done things here that you can look back on with fondness in your future?
I do.
Do you know the motto here at the Academy?
Does she?
No, probably not. It's not really savvy to the students. It's the sort of thing that the mercenaries who work for us carry about them. And he taps a little plaque at the front of the desk that, again, it was not there. Or at least, maybe it was, and it just somehow slipped your vision. As if this entire room has all sorts of things that you just cannot perceive until they're pointed out to you. And the plaque says, Shadows creep, for the night is long and the world is dark. Look to the rose and stand your ground. Before you fall, the rose will come.
He nods.
That is what the founding father, the man who worked here before me, believed in. That the Merigard Academy and the Merigard mercenaries could be looked to for defense and protection. So the fact that you are protective of this place, well, it warms the darkest crannies of my heart.
Insight check, does he mean that?
Roll an insight check.
18.
You don't think you've ever met a person harder to read than this man
That's
in
what I
front
was
of you.
thinking. He's probably going to be so hard to read. So she just nods.
It's a stone face. You have no idea.
Nothing. I see.
Now, before anything else, we must swear you in as a contractor of the Merigard. You've proven yourself competent. You've achieved the approval of one of the most difficult instructors here to earn the approval of, so we're done. Repeat after me. First, do you happen to have a deity upon which you care more than the others, or does it not matter?
It does not matter.
Very well. And he slides open a drawer, and he pulls out a small tome. It has a sigil across the front of it. You don't immediately recognize it. Go ahead and roll me a religion check.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. You do recognize the symbol. It is what looks like a star atop a staircase climbing a mountain. It is a symbol of Dawes, the Lord of Ambition. And as he pushes the tome towards you, they meant something a great deal to Lord Copperhand. Please, if you wouldn't mind, set your hand on the tome.
She put her porcelain hand down.
He looks at it, and he kind of smirks a little, and he says, Well, repeat after me. I am a vigil in this world of strife.
I am a vigil in this world of strife.
I raise my blade for those without the strength.
I raise my blade for those without the strength.
I am a light in this world of darkness.
I am a light in this world of darkness.
My watchful eye guards those without sight.
My watchful eye guards those without sight.
I am a guardian at these gates to hell.
I am a guardian at these gates to hell.
Through my will, the line is drawn.
Through my will, the line is drawn.
He slides the book away from you, puts it back away, and then he opens another drawer and he pulls out a small velvet parcel.
Can I do something while he's looks through the drawer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Requiem's with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's just at my side, sitting next to me.
That's where he
Can
usually
she,
is.
like, while he kind of just dips a little bit, she wants to give the little rock to him to put in his mouth.
Okay. You do that.
And she's gonna telepathically tell him, can you just wander around and find a good place to put that? Just be a dog.
You hear, I will do my best.
Good boy.
All right. Roll me a sleight of hand with advantage.
Okay. Still, it's gonna be terrible. A natural 20!
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm at a 21 total. I have to look like I'm trying.
Sure. You do so. Requiem begins to nose around, sniffing at the different shelves. As Zane slides this velvet parcel towards you, he says, "That is your badge of mercenary. Many places, such as the Arcaniums of the world, we have agreements with. You can use them using this badge as a symbol of office. Should you become an alumnus, or should you decide to retire from our employ, this badge will no longer serve as, well, an emblem of our office, but it will always speak that you were once a Marigard mercenary. Now, if you betray us or go against our interests, the symbol will crack in half. And then it will mean something completely different.
Right, of course.
The point is, you've sworn to us. If you choose to leave our employ by telling us, there's no hard feelings. People grow, people have other desires. We appreciate your time. But if you decide to go against our interests, or to attack our mercenaries as a ruse, a ploy, you know what I mean. Betrayal. Then you become an enemy of us, and I don't recommend that."
She'll nod. Of course.
So he sits there and waits for you to open the velvet parcel.
She'll take it. Open it.
You see a gleaming, what looks like maybe it's gold or fine brass, and enameled with red. And it looks like the Marigard symbol you've seen many other contractors wearing.
Does it look like the tokens that were in the fall festival?
A much fancier one.
Yes. She'll smile fondly at it and then attach it to her clothing.
Perfect. You've also earned yourself a discount at Seka, the quartermaster. Your time is yours. I remind you, as a Marigard mercenary, you can continue your studies and train, but you cannot make any money until you start doing jobs for us. So, if you wish to earn, well, you must earn.
I understand.
Speak with Persh as to assignments. I understand some of the fellow students that were part of your fall festival contracts have not quite graduated yet, though I'm aware a couple of them have. So, if you wish to keep working with them, you may have to wait. It is not typically policy for students to accompany full contractors on missions, for good reason.
I can wait a few days.
Very good. Well, Lorna Halloweth, it has been a pleasure to meet you. You'll see me around every once in a while, especially now that you're a contractor. I'll be more apparent to your perceptions.
Thank you, Mr. Turnow.
It's been a pleasure. And he basically he stands from the desk, holds out his hand.
She'll shake.
Welcome properly to the Marigard Mercenary Company.
Thank you.
Now, as they
She'll
say,
make
or at least as they've said, off you go.
Yeah, it's a thing here. She'll make a little bit of a show, but Requiem, come here. For whatever he's sniffing at.
Requiem makes a show of being a dog. It doesn't match. He moves faster than his paws align with the ground, so it's like he's on a conveyor belt as he floats
He's a
over
poorly
to you.
rendered early 2000s video game graphic.
Yeah, he's doing his best. And you hear Zane go, curious. And then as you're leaving, he sits back down.
As soon as she exits the room, she'll think to Requiem. Did you do it?
Yes.
Good boy. I'm gonna get you so much gravy later.
I am excited.
The tail does a weird
Yes.
clipping animation.
And with that, Lorna Halloweth, you are a Marigard mercenary.
Wah!
As you emerge from Zane's office, you see Persh looking up at you, and he says, "Is it done?"
She'll nod.
Really? All right, we have paperwork to do. Come here.
She'll toddle over.
So, as a Marigard mercenary, you can choose to remain in the dorms at the Marigard Academy, but it costs money.
Aww. Boo. I gotta pay rent. It's like living with your parents for the first 18 years of your life, and then they start
Yes.
charging you rent.
It is extremely cheap.
Sure. It's probably
It's-
cheaper than a hotel stay.
100%. However, there is, Persh points out, as we get more students, it's likely you'll have roommates.
Ugh.
You'll be under the contractors, guys, so they won't. I realize you don't know what that is. When you go through selections and you pay the toll to go training, you also agree to take the students, guys. So, it's hard to perceive mercenaries and contractors until you've graduated, when they're in the halls of the Marigard Mercenary Academy. It's just
Why?
to keep the streams from mixing.
Okay.
If they try to talk to you, or if you try to talk to them, it goes away for a short period of time. But when you're just going about your classes and such, you don't really see the mercenaries. They don't really see you. It's a simple spell. It's really an enchantment on the halls.
Sure. That's just fascinating to learn after an entire year. Just,
Right.
you know.
What I mean is, if you're in your room and there are students who are booking in the room with you, they'll see that your bed is occupied. They'll see your corner of the room has someone in it. Unless you reach out to them, though, they won't really know you're there ever.
Was there a contractor in my room this whole time that I didn't know about?
No.
Oh, God, thank you. Whew. All right.
There's only been, this last year, we've only had 3 wizarding students. They don't come up often.
Okay, good to know.
For the most part, most wizards that want to learn how to do magic go to Deva Major.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I'm sure you
Tabarnak's
have.
better.
I agree. But he also works for us, so I kind of have to. He has his own academy over in Terracona, so
Oh my God. 2 jobs?
he likes to teach.
Dragons. Yeah, well. Sure.
Anyway.
Right, so yes, I would like to stay here until I find maybe a more permanent fixture nearby.
Okay, the cost, mostly the cost is just for keeping the room clean and food. So, it's 5 gold a month.
Easy.
I figured you could handle that, especially after that pendant you got from the fall festival.
That's 50 months. I got paid.
Yeah, I recommend, especially once you start growing in notoriety, it might be wise to find yourself your own place to stay. But in the meantime, there's nothing wrong with booking the dorm. Your first missions and whatever contractor team you sign on with, you have the option of creating your own contracting team or signing on to an existing one.
I have a team in mind.
I figured you might. Are they who I think they are?
Yes, probably.
Alright, you're going to have to wait at least a few weeks for all of them to have graduated. And there
Right.
is always the contingency they might not graduate. I need you to be prepared for that.
I am. But she doesn't look like she believes that because, you know, they won
Yeah.
the festival.
It's true.
They graduate.
And Scum and Skull have already gotten their marks, but there might be, hiccups with Tier. You mentioned Nore over Sagona.
I did. Well, Sagona seems to be pretty partial to her friend Tam, so I figured that there would be no hard feelings.
It's fair, alright. Was there anyone else?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Nore has yet to graduate. Same with Tier. So you're going to be waiting on them.
It's fine.
I imagine Nore's
like a
not
little
going to have any
vacation.
trouble.
You imagine Tier might?
He could, he's distractible.
Have you seen that cool bird of his?
Yeah. I have.
That's a
It
beast,
walked
isn't
through
it?
the halls. Yeah, it's something. I didn't know it existed until Triss had to explain it to me. Anyway, that's everything I needed. Have any questions for me?
Not at present.
Alright. Based on marks and timing, you need to discuss with your potential team who's going to be team leader. Up for qualifying is either you, Anscombe, or Skolda. You're going to have to talk with them. But I imagine, as you led the team and won the Fall Festival, they'll likely defer to you.
That's fine with me.
What matters is whoever is team leader is going to be responsible for your transcription papers and the missions that you take.
Understood.
Alright. After they've graduated, just report back to me. I have a few missions in mind. But these sort of things kind of come and go as with the ebb and flow of time. So
I do have to ask if there are personal matters someone on the team or the whole team might want to pursue. Is it arranging with you a leave of absence, or do that while we're doing other missions, or
let
case
me
by
explain.
case?
So I was going to talk about this when you had your full team assembled, but I'll just run it down for you real quick. When you're not on mission, you are on summons, which means anytime you're near an Arcanium, we have our own teleportation circle here in the Marigard Academy. It's specifically just for emergencies or for when Tabernac's bored. The
Emergencies.
yeah, At any Arcanium, if you give them the right passphrase, which, if you're ready,
I'm ready.
when you tell an Arcanium, look to the rose and stand your ground, they allow you to teleport here. And if you're on summons, that means that wherever you are, if an emergency happens and we need you right away, it's your job to get to an Arcanium, give them that code, and come here.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you're not on a mission, your time is your own. You can't earn money if you're not on missions, and you will be spending money just by the nature of being alive. So I recommend that you do take missions. Also, you can't really progress and get better missions until you've started taking some of the lesser ones. If you want to do things on your own, and you're not, and we don't have an emergency, it's fucking do whatever you want, really, just so long as it's not against our interests.
Gotcha.
If you do things that might be putting you at risk, you do have to let me know. So if you have a plan to go on some expedition, or if you have a vendetta against someone you're going to go kill,
Let you know.
put a little too fine a nose on it. Yeah, I mean, you just told me everything.
Right. Well, I learned sending very recently, so even without transcription paper, someone will be in the loop.
Fantastic. Please, if you're going to do sendings, do them to Maxwell.
Understood.
Transcription papers can get by my blocks around this room. Sendings cannot always do so. So,
Right, that would be terrible if it was lost.
yeah, if you need to send me a
time of need.
message.
Yes.
Exactly. Maxwell's always available, though. He is frequently on another plane, so your spell might fail. Just try again.
Understood.
Whoever manages to kill Maxwell, I mean, then we have bigger problems. All right. I think that was everything. The quality of missions that you get are going to define how much money you make doing them. If it's just a simple escort mission, you'll probably make the minimum, which is typically 50 gold per mercenary per day of the contract. Depends on how long it is you're stuck doing whatever dumb menial job that these people need you to do. If it's a more complex one, then costs can get much higher. However, if you are doing a job that is at a location, at a city, at a village, or for a private hirer, you do not take the money. Ever. We have a retriever get it. Okay? If they give you the money, if they give you the money, then you have to tell me, and we have to... It's a whole mess. So...
Do we take tips?
You can. I don't care.
Okay.
But the fee for the actual Merigod contract
yes.
goes to the
Just wanted to know
retriever.
if we had to claim the tips on our taxes or something.
No. Tips, whatever you get for tips, that's fine. Your payment, the pay you get for being a Merigod contractor and for all of these jobs, you get from us.
Right.
You get a cut of every job that you take. The retriever has to get the gold. So, or the promissory note, or the bond, or the Ceresian franc. It doesn't matter. Whatever the hell money that we're taking for it, the retriever gets it, he sends confirmation to us, we pay you. Okay?
Understood.
Simple enough. Alright. You're going to hear all this again once your team's fully assembled, so...
Yes.
You are officially employed. Now go ahead and fuck off and do whatever it is you want to do.
Yes, sir. She'll fuck off.
Okay. As you've gotten the rundown from Persh, what do you do? It's like 2 in the afternoon. You have so much time on your hands, Lorna.
You know what? First of all, can you pause real quick?
Okay, so it's like 2 in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
You basically you can do whatever you want. You can go study and work on yourself some more. You can go try and find your NPC companions to see what they're doing. What is next for Lorna?
I think Lauren's probably going to go find her friends, but as she's going to go, on her little jaunt, To find them, she's going to think inwardly to herself. Lily? Are you there?
Roll me a D100.
Oh boy.
You haven't tried to reach out to her for quite a while.
I know. 31.
You hear kind of groggily, yeah, huh? Yes?
I gave you some space for a couple of months because I know you're tired. But I've just graduated the Merit Guard, and I know going forward we're going to be dealing with a lot.
Okay, alright. I suppose, congratulations are in order?
Thank you. I'm not a student anymore. Everything's going to become a lot more real.
It was already real. You just didn't see it that way.
Suppose I do now. And I would ask if you were ready. But it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
We have to be.
Well, I had a thought. A few months ago, maybe? What would you say if I said there might be a way to untangle our souls?
I would say, what happens when they're untangled?
I'm dead, Lorna. I would be sent off to whatever afterlife is slated for me.
Do you know this way? Or is it just a theory?
No, I don't know the way. Soul magic is nothing I've ever explored. Not well, anyway.
You're wondering what I would do if I was given the option then.
I'm trying to give you that option if you wanted it. If you wanted to be untethered, so you could live your life normally.
I don't think there's a normal for me.
Oh, well, as normal as it could be. Without my mistakes plaguing you around every shadow. We are
They would
different.
anyways.
I don't know about that. We are different. We look the same. In some ways we think the same. But we're different people.
And maybe I should just stop pretending. I don't want to lose you. Selfish as that may be, tired as you may be, I don't want to lose you.
You may change your mind in the future.
Maybe.
All right then, Captain. Where is the ship going?
I don't know yet.
I will help if I can. And sleep when I can't.
Let's see what's next for us.
What about that green fellow? Did you ever make a move with him?
As she's walking in the hall, she just kind of stops and like pinches the bridge of her nose. Yes, yeah, I did.
Then I might be embarrassed about it.
I'm not. I'm surprised that you asked, I suppose.
Well, I sensed a fondness. It made me remember some of my own.
Lord?
Malcolm. The man who
Does it make
saved
you-
me.
I thought you saved him.
Both ways.
Did you remember anything else about him?
I couldn't bring him back.
He died.
I remember trying everything. I remember trying for so long and so hard. But without the divines to escort the soul, I couldn't find it. It was lost. In a vast emptiness that I explored for years. Until it was gone.
Are you sure it's gone forever?
No.
You just gave up.
No. I never gave up.
Then what happened?
I never succeeded.
And then you died.
Again and again and again. And I went down some very dark avenues to try to find him.
You regret trying.
Not for a moment. The only thing
Do you
I
still want
regret.
to find him?
Yes.
And the only thing you regret?
Is that this world is so dark that the avenues I must follow to chase such a man never saw the light of day.
What if I found him?
I don't know. It's your life, Lorna. If you found him, then I would want to be set free. I would want to tie myself to his afterlife.
Doesn't Croceus pick where you go?
Yes,
Could you convince him?
I don't know. You must realize, for most of my life, the gods were a myth. They weren't there.
Well, maybe if I find him, then we can find a way to make sure you stay together.
We'll sort out that particular tea party when we're invited, shall we? In the meantime,
Right.
you have some friends to wait for, don't you?
I'll always be waiting for them.
Don't tell them that.
Why?
Because one day, they won't be there to wait for.
I'll still be glad to do it. Maybe glad's not the right word. I won't regret doing it.
That I believe. And it's, I think, there, as you stand in the halls of the Merryguard Academy, become a contractor, a full mercenary with a lapel and mark to boot. Thinking to yourself is where we will stop tonight's
Like a
session.
crazy person.
Yeah. Congratulations, Lorna.
Ah!
You have graduated. Well done.
I've gratitated!
You did it.
My mom never thought I could do it, but I did it.
All right. I hope you had fun.
Yeah.
The Merigard student arc for Lorna's over.
It only took a year.
Yeah, literally.
Literally, it took a year in real life and in game.
Well, there were a couple arcs in the arc. So, yeah,
Sure, but
so
like
good.
her whole, like I spent an entire year and she spent an entire year as a student.
It's true. Like a super arc with arcs in it, you know? Anyway. Thank you for playing with me. I hope you've had a good time. And to those of you who are watching or listening at home or at work, hi, Pen.
Hi, Pan.
We love you, and we will see you next time. I hope you all
Shit gets real.
have a good night.